Your parenting is necessary. So we as parents, need to be the best we can be. Doesn't mean according to anybody else's standards. You have to be heartfelt and goodness-centered as much as your mind and your body can comprehend that as being needed as good medicine. So we need to then try to live as good medicine to our peeps. After a while it becomes profound common sense to be that way. If a person can actually follow that part of the continuum. And then prove to themselves the truth about karma. And if you're good, then you'll get good in a certain way. But being good is its own reward. Being compassionate is its own reward. See? Being wise is its own reward. See? Whatever that means. See? So for the individual, then it is unique to the individual as some kind of wisdom. Or, in other words, everyone is on the path of sageness. See? And they have to learn their basic lessons as an individual relative to themselves and their higher self, to the self and the higher self. There is such a thing as a higher self for them. Or the inner masters, a phrase that is common here. So the awakening of the inner master means you really feel you can do it. You really feel you're into it, that you can do it, that you can attain some kind of liberation from the suffering of yesterday, so to speak. See, reach a level of transcendent wisdom from a majestic viewpoint as if one was on the top of the mountain and can see all that there is, around it. Not just beneath it, but around it, and then with it, and then above it. See? So then the mountain peak becomes a middle point, a middle ground for the peaks. So it's not about being bigger or smaller. At that point, you just realize that, you've accomplished a lot, but you haven't accomplished anything relative to what else there is. So we need to have an open mind about where we fit in the universe, see, and a humble view of that at the same time. A noble sense of responsibility to be true, to a certain degree, to the best of our ability, be true to what we understand and what we know is true, what is right. And then we're being scientists. If we're going to be so truthful, then we are scientific in nature. And in terms of addressing what is true. So we know this to be true. That is true to us. Our experience and our better nature, not just our better opinion, but our better nature. So, as being noble peeps out here, responsible for everyone in abstract sense.
So is it incumbent on us to, let's say, set good examples?
Well, you don't set good examples if you're in the mode of goodness. If you know what that is, then everything you're doing is part of that. So it's not a particular set of examples, not a particular rigid behavior particularly. No, the word rather, in terms of what the Tao is, be in the flow of what it is. Selfless. You got to get beyond your self-meditation and get into something called heart realization, which is the same thing, but maybe a larger version of it. A bigger sense of it, more spacious. So you're allowing people around you to just be what they need to be without you feeling you have to control them. You have to speak for them or something like that. Lead them all the time. See, so we lead up to a point, and that point should be when we stop leading them is when it seems they can make their own judgments instead of having to be parented by somebody's self. Unless that's the agreement. If that's the agreement, that's like let's say it's agreed upon, say that it's okay. See, then that's fine, it's good. So we have people joining organizations out of a need they recognize. And they agree that need needs something that a particular organization, maybe that alone, can provide for them, or an institution based upon some form of knowledge or practice that they securely feel very confident in. Okay, I think this is what I need. In fact, I know this is what I need. So go forward and do it. As a part of your stepping process. Taking baby steps to get to that place where you transcend, where you're gone. You are it then, itself, and then beyond the it, so because the it then becomes another thing to get beyond.
And so if we're here to help our fellow beings and be helped by them, does that mean we agree to everything we're asked?
No, doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, because every individual has to deal with their own karmic situation. See? Some are designed to be more reclusive than others, or in solitude by nature. Doesn't mean they're not serving other beings, see? Because that might be the ultimate service. See? Just as the people say, oh, well, you have to be many teachings say the same thing about you have to give to others. Say, yes, we agree with that, but not everybody can give to others in the same way. And sometimes transcending everything is the biggest thing you can give to others. And no one should be faulted for transcending anything. See? Say, no, I'm just, now I want to breathe light to all beings. If you get to that point, you will be able to do that freely, easily, perfectly. And others can judge it as being a higher act, or an act of savagery, or an act of aboriginal madness. And they might not really know for sure. But because you appear to be doing nothing, they may never know unless they enter the beauty and magnificence of silence itself. Then they wouldn't judge you, because then it's all about the tree's relationship to the grass, and the earth's relationship to the moon and the sun, and the solar system, and its relationship to the galaxy and many others, infinite galaxies, you know, and then we're talking about the universe, and then the universes that the universe is comprising. A part of, that is. It's just a fragment. It's an atom. The universe is an atom in the midst of infinite universes.
So by, let's say, withdrawing from our casual associations, we can perhaps possibly deepen our more profound associations.
Yes, when you go to sleep every night, you completely withdraw, duh, you leave it all lock, stock and barrel, leave it everything, right? You go to bed. You go to bed, right? You go to sleep every night. So what's the question? Right? What, are you to be faulted because you go to sleep? So if a person goes to sleep while they're awake, what are you going to do, fault them? Are you going to fault those who are awake asleep, or those who are asleep awake? Right? So, you know, you have to wonder what your significance, importance is, what your priorities are. You know, be concerned about that, like a lot of materialists saying, oh, well, they're doing nothing. Oh, is there such a thing as nothing? What has all the astronomy amounted to in so far in its history? We're looking at nothing, trying to figure out the nothing that nobody's got a better word for than the mystics. Right, those who did nothing very, very excellently and exquisitely to realize the true nature of the universe, that kind of nothing. Yeah, exactly. Give it up, materialist. Right, come on.
And yet in the sleep state, we have the potential to contact other beings. Or
Well, in the sleep state, whatever that is, you are the universe. You know, you're back to your totality. And that is beyond your mind. Which is like so funny, because people come back from the sleep and say, so what you dream about? I say, I have no idea. That's it. It's the no idea of itself, right? Exactly. The voila, the Yahoo, Eureka, the no idea of itself. I have no clue of anything. Yeah, that's what it is. And that's what sleep in the deepest sense means. Zero. Without which we have no existence. So that is our origin, and that is our truth. Zero. Not no. Period. Very good. Sure.